The original post is just a 2 cents horror story, but then an actual story comes after, so ignore my dramatic reading that's about to happen. It's just for the 2 sentences, I promise. Even though the old man told me to, quote-unquote, stop for nothing on that road, it was natural for me to turn around and go back to help after passing 2 bodies lying in the middle of the road. I knew I should have listened when the 2 bodies stood up, and another 20 hillbillies poured out from the pitch-black banks on the side of the road to surround me. Hey, a guy I know had something similar happen. He was in Haiti with his sister and her hubby. Driving along the road, they see a car with suitcases and clothes and stuff all over the floor. 2 people lying face down. His sister wants to look, the guy thinks, fuck that, and carries on driving. Look back, and they see people coming out of the tall grass, and then the 2 on the ground get up. And then another Anon shares his. Alright, cool. So, my dad's lived in a few unique places, such as Louisiana, where his family's chimney was struck by lightning, and South Dakota, which is where his first post-college job was. Dad works for an engineering company in the middle of buttfuck nowhere, South Dakota. Shit pay. Right around the time he starts seeing my mom, they knew each other in high school, but they never thought about it, and they ended up getting together after high school. Mom is getting dental hygiene degree back in the Couve. Dad's driving from South Dakota. Takes route through the northeast strip of Wyoming. Country road, tall grass on both sides. Dad has Mustang at the time because, fuck you, he loves cars. Sees a stopped car by the edge of the road. Couple trying to wave him down. He starts slowing down a good 50 meters behind them. Suddenly, sees people in the tall grass starting to come out. He freaks the fuck out and guns it down the road. Looks in rearview mirror and sees about 15 people come out of the grass. I've heard other people tell similar stories like this. Is this a common carjacking technique? Or more of like a cult thing? I've got one. B1 a.m., driving home from work at a local cinema. Only about 2 streets from my house. See something in the middle of the road, right under a streetlight. Brake as I get closer, as I realize it's a man. See that there's another dude also lying face down on the footpath on the right side of the road. Put car into park, open door. As I open door, I see the man's arm flinch. Get a strange feeling. Close door. Decide to drive around the man in the street and stop a bit up the road and call for help. Watch as both men casually stand up, and I see what looks like hammers in their hands. Nope the fuck out of there. Drive 2 streets home with my lights off in case they see me. And be scared of helping people on the road ever since. I've also got one. This happened several years ago while I was on leave. To clarify, I joined the USMC when I was out of high school. Driving from California to New Mexico. Taking shortcut through Amboy. At the time, a satanic hotspot. Be about 5 p.m. Take a pic of the city sign to prove I actually took I-40 to friends. Get back on the road. Get to top of mountain. See some stuff in the middle of the road. Slow down. See a red Pontiac stop sideways across both lanes. Open suitcase with scattered clothes. Man and woman face down in the road. Stop about 100 feet away. Hair on neck is standing up. Immediately pull out my 9mm pistol from under my seat, and I chamber around. Way too perfect of an accident scene. Like when civilians play dead in Iraq to lure soldiers into a suicide bomb radius. Admit I'm being paranoid, but I can't bring myself to leave my vehicle. Scan the road. See a line I could drive. Past the guy's left, swerve to the woman's right, go behind the Pontiac, and I'm clear. Drop into first. Gun it. Past the Pontiac without hitting any bodies. Roll forward a bit before slowing down so I can stop panicking. Look in my rearview mirror. The 2 bodies are on their knees. 20 or so other people emerge from the tall grass on either side of the road. Slam my foot onto the gas and speed down I-40 until I got onto the next on-ramp. Eat up a ton of gas and coolant. Nearly destroyed my Mustang's engine. Stopped taking shortcuts to get anywhere. I will never know what would have happened to me had I gone out of the car to check on the bodies, or stopped my car closer to them. And by God, I'm glad I never will. Boyfriend at the time lives 2 hours away in a remote town, smaller than the one I live in. He comes to get me on weekends to spend time with him at his place. Road between our towns is super remote. Barely any houses along it, and has no gas stations in the 2-hour stretch. Boyfriend at the time had to pull over to pee. This stretch has no streetlights, no gas station, so you're pretty much fucked if you break down. He drove the car to a truck pullover part, not sure what they're called, and got out and stood next to my open window facing away from the road, so we could keep talking while he did his thing. He got back in the car and I thought I heard someone call out, and now I watch a lot of spoopy movies and something in my brain told me to not just get out of the car and then start looking around for this noise. Now the spot we had parked at had no houses nearby. We hadn't passed any cars in at least an hour, so this freaked me out a bit. I told my boyfriend what I heard and he fluffed it off saying I was hearing things. He goes to start the car and I hear it louder. It sounds like a woman who's chain smoked her whole life, screaming out, "Help me." Boyfriend hears it too. Starts the car with the intention of reversing so he could shine the headlights on the area that the noise is coming from. I'm half out the window squinting into the darkness, trying to spot the person. As the car starts, 5 people stand up from the tall grass, and a man yells out, "She asked for help, you cunt!" And a group of people start laughing. They were maybe 10 meters away, and they started towards the car, and I'm freaking the fuck out. Boyfriend slams car into gear and speeds off while I'm winding up my window as fast as I can. People run onto the road, and are coming after the car. 2 out of the 5 people were holding sticks, I think. Could have been bats. Nope the fuck out. Call police and they said they would send someone to check the area. Never fucking stopped to piss along that stretch ever again. Be me, 21. I'm 27 now. Every June, I buy fireworks in Nevada and drive them to California to sell for a profit. Around 1 a.m., driving on the 127 to Baker. There's no other cars on the road. It's almost full moon. Listening to ambient trance, dash, and stereo light low. Feels good, man. I spot a pair of eyes about 1/8 mile in front of me, 30 feet off to the right side of the road. Must be some kind of wildlife. Slow down to about 25 miles per hour in case it runs in front of my car. As I get closer, I can see it's some kind of quadruped, but I can't really make out what kind of animal. Suddenly, it starts running towards the car. I drop gear and accelerate because I don't want this dumb animal to dent my car. The animal starts chasing my car. Mid-sprint, it stands on its hind legs and starts running like a man. It gains speed and crosses the road right in front of my car. Turns around, and it looks at me. Its face was deranged. It had fur on its body, and its eyes were almost glowing. I start shooting bricks. I accelerate to over 80 miles per hour, and it's still following me. I hear it cackle, almost a devilish cackle, interrupted by howling and growling. This goes on for 20 minutes. I track it in my rearview mirror as it crosses the road a couple of times, swipes at the air, and makes a series of jumps on all fours before standing on its hind legs to run again. It suddenly makes a hard right and disappears. For 15 minutes, I scan my surroundings to try and see where the hell it went, or if it's still following me. I finally get to Baker, stop to get a burger and beer, and to calm down my nerves. I tell the waitress about what happened. "Oh yeah, once in a while we get people saying that they were chased by, coyotes on the 127. I don't think it was a coyote. It had the face of a man, and it ran like a man. You're probably tired, hun. The heat can make people see things. Bitch, I know what I saw." Be patrolling old part of base. Driving about 40 miles per hour, on a relatively straight road in the middle of nowhere. See green shadow on the right side of road. Wait, what? It looks like a silhouette, but with a slight bright green aura, like a silver lining. It's humanoid shape. Starts running alongside the car at 40 miles. And gaining. Accelerate car from 40 to 60 to 100 to 110, just trying to catch him. Maintains the speed of a car and faster, pushing about what I'd guess is 150. I lose him. Runs till it's out of sight, and disappears with a slight green flash. Fucking what? Proceed on, and ask senior officers what the fuck was just seen. "Oh, yeah, Anon. That's the running man. You can't catch him." Be me, driving back down road with friend at night. "Anon, I gotta take a shit. Can you pull up somewhere?" Pull up to a gas station out in fucking nowhere. Friend rushes into station. Stay out in the small lot right next to the station. Start fucking around on my phone. Flick lighter a few times. There's movement out of the corner of my eye. Snap to attention, motherfucker. I don't see anything but blackness. Hairs are standing up on end. Jesus Christ, friend, take a shit and let's fucking go. Look in rearview mirror. See friend. Finally, dot wave. Look at him closer. His face doesn't seem normal. Something's very wrong. He gets in the car. He's completely silent. Worried as hell. I suddenly get a text. Jump in my seat. It's my friend that just texted me. He's asking if I want anything from the store. Whoever's in my car is not my friend. Announce that I have to piss. Get out of car slowly. Sprint to store. Run up to my friend who's browsing the gum. Explain there's someone in our car as I panic. We both drop our shit and run outside. There's no one in my car, but the door's open. We slide into my car and peel out of the parking lot. I haven't gone back to that place since. Be driving home from a work trip with my coworker, Mark. Be late at night, around 11:30 p.m. The road is leading through a forest. No other cars in sight. Cloudy sky so pitch fucking black. Mark. Hey, Anon, I need to take a piss. Okay. Stop the car. He gets out. Walks about 20 meters into the forest. I'm not sure how far since I can't see shit from the car. Hear him trip on some stick or some shit, and he curses. Laugh at a shy bladder. Next time just take a piss next to the car, you moron. I didn't really say that out loud, though. Mark finishes pissing, walks out of the forest, and gets back in the car. Continue driving for 10 minutes. Mark just silently stares out the window. Suddenly, my cell phone rings. Pull out my cell phone and look at the display to see the name of the caller. It's Mark. Cold sweat immediately floods my entire body. Every muscle clenched. Start shitting myself. Oh God, the thing who got back into the car with me isn't Mark. Put the phone to my ear and accept the call to not look suspicious. For a second, consider just jumping out of the fucking car. Remember that I have a switchblade in my pocket. Fuck. Should I go for it? Hear a voice from the phone. It's Mark's girlfriend. That moron left his phone at home, and so she was calling me to make sure the work trip went okay. Close off the stream of soft stool pouring down my underpants. Mark will never know how close he actually came to having a knife in his neck, because his coworker, me, is apparently mentally damaged. Be me, 10 minutes ago, driving home from work, cruising down a 2-lane highway. See a car coming my way. All of a sudden, the fucking asshole swerves into my lane. No time to react. Head-on collision. Lose consciousness immediately. Wake up in a white room. See a man who looks exactly like me, seated at a black table. There's a computer in front of him. He tells me I was in a horrible car accident. Ask him if I'm dead. He tells me that in about 5 minutes, I will be. Ask him if there's an afterlife. He says no. Tells me that my life is an infinite loop, and once I die, I will be reborn as myself, living the same life over and over without end. He gives me his computer and tells me to type out my last words. Go to B and frantically write this post. I only have a few minutes left. My life is about to end. My life is about to begin. I'm 20 years old. 20 years from now, I'll be posting this again. I have no idea how many times this has happened before. Well, see you in 20 years, Anon. Me, Mom, Dad, and older sister were driving up to northern Michigan for a family reunion in the middle of summer. Roads are pretty crowded because it's close to the 4th. A lot of really bad drivers are out on the road, or so Dad says. So we're taking it slow. I'm in the rear-facing seat in the very back playing my Game Boy. All of our luggage is on the roof. Everyone else is talking and doing whatever. I occasionally look up to make sure I don't get carsick. Look up this time. See a bright red sports car doing like 80 coming up behind us. It's coming up fast. As it gets closer, I can see that something is wrong with the driver. He's slumped over the steering wheel. Start to freak out. Tell my dad that the car behind us is going too fast, and that the driver is asleep or something. Dad tells me not to worry. He signals to move over a lane. As he starts to pass, the driver of the sports car wakes up, sees that we're trying to pass him. I don't know if he freaked out because of that, or maybe he thought we were on the road and he was skidding off the side, but he jerks his wheel and starts to try and pass us, or get ahead. Dad tries to correct, but all of the swerving makes him lose control. Front of the sports car clips our back bumper at high speed. Sports car driver loses control trying to correct. Our car is basically pit maneuvered. Our car is top heavy. and we can feel it tilting to the side. Mom is screaming, sister's screaming, Dad tells us all to hang on. Manages to steer us to the side of the road rather than traffic. I wish he hadn't. Car hits the side of the embankment and launches. Dad has no control anymore. Our car hit the ground and rolled about 20 times. Most of the luggage on top is crushed into the roof. Some flies off and breaks the windows. From this point, I don't remember anything until the car came to a stop on its roof, almost 300 feet from where the sports car hit us. I only remember my mom shrieking and my dad screaming that he was sorry. I come to. The back of the car is crushed, and one of my legs is broken. I manage to crawl out of my seat, and I try to get into the front of the car. Sister is dead. Her neck is snapped at a really weird angle, and her eyes are open. I'm sure I was in shock because all I could think was, at least she won't scream at me when I'm taking too long in the bathroom anymore. Car is totally mangled. I can't see the passenger side where my mom was. It's been totally crushed in the rollover. Call for Mom. She doesn't answer. Suddenly there's a hand on my arm. It's coming from under the steering wheel. Dad wasn't wearing a seatbelt. He's basically been shoved into the space below the steering wheel. His head is partially crushed. Back is obviously broken. He is in a space no body is designed to fit in. He says something, but I can't understand him. Beg him to help me. Beg him to stay alive. I can see his brain coming out of a crack in his skull. He says he loves me, and that he's sorry, and then he dies. It took them about 3 hours to get me out. I was the only one that survived. The only reason I didn't die was because I was in the rear-facing seat. The sports car hit a truck and was basically run over. The driver died instantly. When they did the autopsy, they found a ton of coke in his system. They think he was doing lines as he was driving. I honestly wish he hadn't died. He never got to face justice for killing my family. We were just trying to go on vacation. We didn't deserve this. I don't really want to talk about this anymore. In the back seat, dozing off, not really paying attention to anything. Early evening, but it's still light out. Parents are talking quietly. Suddenly, Dad goes, "Do you see that?" Mom says yes, but she sounds confused. I wake up at this point and kind of sit forward to see what's going on. Dad, is he wearing a ghillie suit? Mom, no, I don't think so. Still can't see what they're pointing at. As the car gets closer, Dad slows down. We're barely going 25 now. They can't figure out what they're seeing, and then I see it. Someone is walking by the side of the road really slowly. They're taking these weird, almost looping steps. They're covered in some kind of wool or fur or something. Very dark brown, almost black. Realize that whoever it is, they're fucking huge. My dad's tall, like 6'4", and I knew this thing would be taller by at least 6 inches. We're almost beside it. Mom starts freaking out. Mom, speed up, go around it. Dad's in a trance or something. He can't stop looking at it. We are literally right behind it. Mom is practically crying. Everyone in the car looks out the window as we pull up beside it. It looks back at us. It's not a person. It has no face. It's just hair. In the middle of where its face should have been are these 2 tiny, beady black eyes. And it looked right at me. It was predatory. It lunges at the car. Dad floors it. The thing doesn't chase us. It just goes right back to walking slowly along the road. Mom is crying and hitting my dad's arm and telling him he's an idiot for doing that. Dad is pale. Doesn't even react. Pull off at the first motel we see. Spend the rest of the night not talking much. Definitely the weirdest thing we saw that trip.